This is part 2 of the Edge of 86 guide. In this video, I'm going to be explaining how the Alliance campaign works. Before we continue, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, the Huawei App Gallery and the Ants Underground Kingdom. The Ants Underground Kingdom is an amazing MMORTS game where you get to have your own ant colony. You can grow this colony by training ants that'll fight by your side. Take them into battle to defeat other colonies and plunder their resources. Now, if you're interested in this game, now is the best time to download it from the Huawei App Gallery because they're currently having a special offer for the following countries. If you click my link in the pinned comment, you'll be able to claim 3 free coupons for this game up to the 31st of January 2024. The first coupon can be claimed only once and can be used for making purchases above 5.99 euros, meaning it doesn't include 5.99 euro purchases. The second one can be claimed daily for purchases over 11.99 euros, and the third one weekly for purchases over 119.99 euros. They're only giving out 800 of these coupons, so claim them as soon as possible to not miss out. After that, follow the steps at the bottom of the page to get your rewards. Using my link also helps support the channel, so be sure to do that. Thank you, and let's get back to the video. If you're the mayor or secretary of a city, you can send invitations or applications to up to 2 cities simultaneously. After you've sent it, the mayor or secretary of the city that received the invitation or application needs to accept it. If you apply to join an alliance, then that means that your city will be the co-chair and the city that you applied to will become the chair. If you invite a city to join your alliance, then that means that your city will be the chair and the city that you invited will be the co-chair city. There will be a 2-hour observation period for newly created alliances during which they won't have access to any alliance benefits. But cities in the observation phase will still count towards the cap for invitations and applications. Withdrawing from an alliance has a 3-hour time limit. You can withdraw voluntarily from an alliance if the mayor or secretary of your city decides to withdraw from the alliance, or you can be forced to withdraw if the chair of your alliance decides to kick your city out. During the withdrawal period, the cities will still be considered as allies, but they won't be able to participate in alliance raids and defense. Now let's talk about the alliance privileges. Each alliance will have exactly 1 chair city which alone can approve applications of other alliances. The chair city will also be able to build alliance buildings and invite or remove ally cities. The co-chair city gains access to the chair city's alliance tech and funds on joining. Alliances will be able to have more than 1 co-chair city after Chapter 12. And now this one's important. Allied cities can fight over buildings, but they won't get any kill points from those battles. They'll only get honor points. So make sure you're not attacking your own allies. Next, let's talk about alliance structures. First, you have the Alliance Center. You can build only 1 of this building per alliance. These can be placed by the chair city's mayor or secretary on the jurisdiction of lookout towers of any city in the alliance. It can only be placed outside the safe zone. Once placed, this building will belong to the city whose lookout tower it's directly connected to. After construction, all cities in the alliance will be able to teleport their turf inside the 31 by 31 territory of the Alliance Center. And they'll also be able to construct lookout towers on its edges. The Alliance Center and other alliance structures can be repaired by any city from the alliance. Next, you have the Alliance Fortresses. Each alliance can build up to 2 of these. The Alliance Fortress protects lookout towers that are inside the 35 by 35 square around it. They can only be built outside the gates by any official of the chair city. Once the fortress is built, enemies will need to destroy it first in order to be able to destroy the lookout towers that are protected by it. The fortress has a capacity of 8 million troops and can be garrisoned by multiple cities in the alliance at once. You can open the Alliance Fortress page to see which lookout towers it's currently protecting. The durability of the lookout towers protected by it will automatically be reduced by 20% when the fortress is destroyed. Next, you have the Alliance Camp. Each city can build exactly one Alliance Camp. Now, it doesn't matter whether your allies have already built it or not, you can have one camp per city. So this limit is not for alliances, but it's for cities. The Alliance Camp can only be built in the gray zone surrounding your expedition base. It produces Berserk Raiders and Evolve coins. And finally, let's talk about lookout towers of other allies. Now, cities cannot reinforce lookout towers of their own allies. In fact, if you try to reinforce a lookout tower of your own ally, it'll ask you if you want to attack an ally. You also cannot teleport to the lookout towers of your own allies. You can only teleport to the Alliance Center. Next, let's talk about Alliance permissions. You can check the Alliance permissions from the Alliance Intel section. For example, the chair city's mayor and secretary can send out invites, the mayor and secretary of any city can leave the alliance, etc. Then there's Alliance Tech. The chair city's officials can start researches using the Alliance funds. By officials, I mean the mayor, secretary, chief executive, construction engineer, etc. These investments can boost your stats. For example, they can increase your attack, defense, and health, and they also have skills that you can use. For example, there's this raid skill that enables you to do raids along with your alliance. There's a healing skill which increases the healing speed of all of your alliance leaders by 100% for 2 hours, and a few more skills. Next, let's talk about the alliance size. At the end of Chapter 3, that is when the gates open, the maximum number of members an alliance can have will be 2. And at the end of Chapter 12, this number will increase to 4. Now let's talk about how you can get alliance funds. You can get alliance funds by selling drinks at the bootleg market and the speakeasy bar. The bootleg market gives you 5 funds per sale, while the bar gives you 1 per sale. So I'd recommend selling at the bootleg market first and then selling at the speakeasy bar to get the most alliance funds. Keep in mind that the amount of personal funds that you get from both of those places are exactly the same. Next, let's talk about power. Alliance power is calculated based on the number of buildings they control on the map. Each building on the map provides a certain amount of power. For example, the bootleg market, speakeasy bar, and the processing plant inside the safe zone give 500 power each. The 2 gates that let you exit the safe zone also give you 500 power each. And the production buildings, that is the malt factory, brick winery, and the hop plant, also give you 500 power each. So in total, you get 4,000 power from capturing all the buildings inside the safe zone. Also, it seems like all cities start out with an extra 200 power by default. So my guess is that that's the power you get from your expedition base, even though it's not explicitly stated. Now let's talk about the event itself. The Alliance Campaign event is divided into 3 periods. The first one is called the Militarist Warfare, or the Preparation Phase. This phase lasts for 4 days, and during this phase you can only read the rules and gain alliance power and funds. This phase only happens one time at the beginning of the season. The next phase is a Total Outbreak Combat Phase. This phase lasts for 6 days and 18 hours. You can claim objective rewards during this phase by collecting a certain amount of alliance funds. In the first week, the requirements were 910 alliance funds, and in the second week, the requirement went up to 1.54 million funds. Objective rewards can only be claimed after a leader earns over 10,000 points. During the Total Outbreak phase, you're allowed to make changes to your alliance. That is, you can leave alliances and join new alliances. The third phase is the Victory Tide phase. During this phase, alliances are frozen and changes cannot be made till the end of the settlement. The settlement happens at reset, that is at the end of the 6 hours. On settlement, cities get city points as rewards based on their rank. For example, the number 1 chair city will get 7 million points, while the number 1 co-chair city will get 3.5 million points. Apart from city points, there are no other rewards that cities will get from this event. The total outbreak phase combined with the victory tide phase will last for 7 days total, and these two phases will happen 4 times during the season event. So that pretty much covers the Alliance campaign event. I hope I covered everything in this video. If you still have any more questions, then feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out Ant's Underground Kingdom by clicking the link in the pinned comment. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank all of my patrons for the support. Thanks for watching the video guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.